Hey guys, before we begin today, I just want to mention real quick that next week will be another weird week because I'll be out of town for a wedding. So just like last time this happened, which was only a few weeks ago, I will have to record and upload the Shonen Jump review of that week when I get back, which will be on Tuesday next week, and it will be much shorter than usual because of lack of time and just wanting to get it out as quickly as possible. Sorry for the inconvenience. I will at least spend a good amount of time of that 10 to 15 minutes next week talking about the new series because I would hate to rob the first chapter of a new series its time in the spotlight. Unfortunate timing. I was hoping I would get through the new series wave at least before the trip, but it's not happening. So yeah, sorry for the inconvenience, but after this next trip, I will be back here home for the foreseeable future, and we shouldn't have a situation like this again. So, sorry again, and enjoy this week's Shonen Jump. Hey. Alright everybody, welcome to Weekly Shonen Jump 2026, issue number 29. On the cover this week, we have the brand new series Hal Formula by Terasaka Kento, who I know I've been talking about this a lot lately, but this is the mangaka of Green Green Greens, my favorite axed series of all time. I'm very excited. I really hope he gets his dues here. He's extremely talented as both a writer and an artist. I cannot wait to see what he comes up with this time, and I really hope that this is the one that lands him a solid spot in the magazine. He deserves it so much. He deserved it for Green Green Greens, truthfully, but whatever. I've talked about it enough. Really cool cover. I have a lot of hope for the series. I think it looks awesome. Even just right here, first impressions, I think it looks sick. Can't wait. Beyond that, nothing really to note about this issue. It's a full issue. We got every series running this week, and nothing is getting axed. I feel like something should be ending or getting axed next week to account for the new series. Otherwise, we're going to have an overfill. We're actually going to have 21 series running in the magazine, which does happen every once in a while, so it wouldn't be that crazy. It could just be like an interim period where we have 21 series running while we wait for one of the series to naturally end, probably like Hima-Ten or Blue Box or something. But we shall see. Something might just get unexpectedly axed next week. That does happen. Anyway, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this issue.
Ridge Racer! Remember that one?
Hal Formula Chapter 1, Step on It. This was incredible. I can't even imagine a better debut chapter than this. This is absolutely perfect. Now listen, full disclosure, there is not one timeline out there where I wouldn't love this chapter. I cannot stress to you enough how much I loved Green Green Greens. It spoke to me on a level that not many manga do, and I just thought it was incredible. I really did. I know it's an axe series, and it's crazy to give something that got axed that much high praise, but I really do think it was that good. So it's only natural that this would be just as good, if not better. And my God, it is. This was so unbelievably good. I have so much to say about it, but I can't spend all day on this. So I'll try to condense my thoughts as much as possible. So we follow two characters, really just one, and then a supporting character being Brother Haruka and the main character Miharu. Miharu's a down on his luck racer who has been trying to make a name for himself, but he just keeps getting worse and worse results to the point where he's actually about to be let go from his contract because of poor results. No point in keeping him around. And his brother Haruka is just the most supportive, shining light I have ever seen in my life. He's adorable. I absolutely love this edition of this character. He gets into a fight with a kid at school just because he's ragging on his brother. He gets kicked out of the kid's house because he hits him because of it, and is even there to lift him up when he's about to give it all up. Terasaka's biggest strength in his writing is emotion. He is able to make his characters feel so real that you can't help but just get invested into their lives, their well-being, their history. And in one chapter that is done so well for Miharu, I care about this guy so much, and his brother Haruka, of course. They both just feel like real people. I'm just seeing like a story, I'm just seeing a retelling of some real story that happened. It just feels that real to me. The best part of this entire chapter is when Miharu is about to give up. He's already told his brother at this point that I'm thinking about quitting. He doesn't give him the whole rundown of what was said, which again is another very human thing. He just kind of soft launching the idea. Like, what if I quit? But Haruka knows. So there's this through line, this little through line, I guess an arc that happens within this chapter of this gap, like a river gap in the streets. Miharu can jump over it, but Haruka can't because he's scared. In this moment of Miharu doubting himself and thinking about quitting, Haruka asks him, "Are you scared?" And he jumps over the river that he previously was too scared to and shows him there's nothing to be scared of. That is just such a beautiful moment. It's incredibly simple, but oh my god, it got me. I started to tear up at this moment. I really did. It was just so damn sweet. I love how hard he grips him whenever he hugs him. It's just so beautiful, man. This is so good. Holy shit, what a chapter. This has to be the one. It has to be. It's too good. Please let this last. I'm already in love with it. And then whenever we get to the actual race itself at the end, it's drawn so well. I love how you can just feel the weight and the speed of the cars, the intensity of just being in a race like this. The commentator guy is really interesting. We don't know a whole lot about him yet, but I think it's a really fascinating character. He seems to have a lot of intrigue and just this constant messaging of through this race of keep your foot on the pedal. Don't hesitate, even in the face of death. His car crashes in front of him, debris flying straight at his face, and the old Miharu would have braked like anyone else, like everyone else literally did. It's human nature, as that commentator says. But no, he takes it head on and keeps accelerating because he thinks about his brother jumping over that river. And because of that one moment, he's able to fly above everybody else and win the race. And I love that because it's believable. It's just like, yeah, it sounds insane. Like, this guy has been getting dog shit placements in every race he's done. And of course, he's probably going to win the last race of the chapter, right? But they do it in such a believable way. It's just one moment that changes everything. That can happen in competitions like this. All it takes is one insane play. It's weird to call it a play in a race, but kind of is. And that gets him the win. And of course, the moment of him finally winning and hugging his brother is just so beautiful. In the opposite direction, now it's his brother gripping onto him so tight. It's so good. It's so good. I loved this chapter. I could gush about it for hours, but I gotta reel it back because I can't spend the whole video on this one chapter. This was incredible. Seriously, I loved it to death. I hope this is the one. I need this to be the one that lasts. I see such a bright future ahead for this. I'm just in love. Chapter 1, I'm in love. This is amazing. Don't sleep on this one. If you watch these videos and you don't actually read the stuff in the magazine, I highly encourage you to read this one. It's chapter 1. Hop on board, read it the whole way through. Just keep up with it. Why not? Support it. Show it some love. It needs it. I need this to make it. Absolutely incredible. No notes. Akane-banashi Chapter 210. I just wanted her to smile. Oh boy, page 1 and you know it's going to be a tearjerker, right after I got teary-eyed at the last chapter. This is such a cool thing to do with Kaisei, man. I am just in love with what they're doing with this character. It's so cool. We have this whole subversion of expectations here where but again, it's kind of the whole thing again that Kane loves to do this, where it ends the chapter being like, but the story's really just beginning. You know how it goes. So I don't know fully what the story looks like, but his method of reeling the crowd back in after Akane's insane performance is to kind of stop everybody dead in their tracks by revealing this comedic layer to his version of the story. And I love how this is illustrated, how his eyes get all like funny looking, and then everybody in the crowd gets the same eyes just to illustrate that, like, oh, okay, we're all on the same page now. We get it. It's really cool. And then to have it be compared to just that childlike joy that he would feel as a kid. He's trying to bring a smile to his mother's face. And yes, that flashback was pretty emotional. We don't have the full story of it quite yet, but I expect we will continue to elaborate on it in the coming chapters. And then, as I said before, yeah, we end on this is where the story truly begins, that whole thing. So we'll see what's going on here. I love Akane-banashi dearly, do not get me wrong, but they do this cliffhanger a lot. I suppose it's getting a little overused, but I mean, I don't know. I guess what other kind of cliffhangers are you going to have in a story like this? Anyhow, I love how this final page here illustrates him like clapping and then starting to dispel Akane's vision of the god of death from the crowd. Just really cool visual metaphor as always with the series, and I really, really dig it. Great chapter. Cannot wait for more. Let's see the story truly begin, as they say. We are One Piece chapter 1185, Mind Your Own Beeswax. This was a really cool chapter, actually. I love how condensed the flashback within a flashback was. We didn't get like the whole Brook childhood stuff. We just get what we need to know and we move on. And we got just that. I thought we got pretty much everything I wanted to know about Brook's time in this kingdom as a kid. We get to see like how he got all his mannerisms and stuff. He was taught to be very polite and well-mannered, but he still kind of is fighting the street kid in him. So that's where the whole, his show me your panties bit comes in, which is, I don't know if I've talked about this on the channel before, but like that bit, it's not amazing. I love Brook. I told you a million times he's my favorite character, but I will acknowledge that bit isn't super great. There is a layer of humor to it. I just wish it was more varied. Because this is not the place to talk about this, but I guess I will anyway. I really liked back when he was first introduced in Thriller Bark, where he would change it up. Like he also did the "can I have some money" thing. Like just, I don't know, be like a weird, crude, polite guy. I think it's a funny bit, but then Oda kind of devolved it into just the one line. Not amazing, but it's still funny to see like the origin of why he says it like that. Then we get to see more of his time with Shuri and just more of him being like the light of this kingdom. I love like no matter how dour things get, he's always trying to sing and lift people up. They're literally about to go to war and he still just sings a song and gets everybody happy again. Very, very dour time for this kingdom. Oda does the classic cutaway, like the one page the character's fine, the next page is their funeral picture thing. It's a very common manga trope. I talked about it recently with Ultimate Exorcist Kiyoshi. It's funny to see it again so soon. It's just, Oda in particular loves that trope. He is a huge fan of that one. He will use it any chance he gets. I hate to be like that, but truly any time I see this done, I just can't help but laugh. It is so overplayed. It doesn't really ruin the moment. It's still very sad to see Candel die, but the presentation I think could have been a little more unique at least. Yeah, the kingdom goes to war because of the shitty actions of the world government, which is great to see. Just more examples of the world government being awful, awful people, demanding 1,000 slaves. That is absurd. And then getting a cool action scene with Brooks, with the song playing in the background, the Mind Your Own Beeswax song, which I can't wait to see in the anime eventually. I'm sure Cho will do an incredible job singing this. That's going to be awesome. I always love when a contrasting vibe song plays over, like something horrific or action focused or something. Just like tonally contrasting music to a scene is really cool. Evangelion likes to do that in key moments. Hey, speaking of Evangelion, sure. Look at that. Let me get to end with a rare instance of a not busy double page spread from Oda. There's not like a million reaction panels, it's actually big panels. This is shocking to see, like the panels that are this big in One Piece. He still got it in him. I see you, Oda. And also Shiryu is here? Question mark? That has to be Shiryu. It looks exactly like him, unless it's like his dad or something, but that doesn't seem to make a whole lot of sense to me. That's interesting. I'm excited to learn more about that. That's probably like the last person I expected to see in this flashback. Yeah, really, really cool chapter. I'm loving this flashback, even though I know I've bitched about the placement of it a lot. I'm still able to lock into this flashback without having to think about the outside placement of it. This is really great stuff, and I can't wait to see how it wraps up. I assume this will only lasts like maybe 1 or 2 more chapters. I don't think this will be a very long flashback. I do at least really hope we get to see Brook join the Rumbar Pirates. That's a part of this story I really, really want to see.
Baby, I'm playing on you tonight.
Animal Signal Chapter 2, Red Pandas Carry a Warm Blanket on Them. I hope all the chapter titles are just like animal facts like this. This series is really cute still. I am really enjoying it. It feels very confident. Like, I just get the vibe that this series will last. It just has such an air of confidence to it that it's hard to imagine it getting axed. But we'll see. It's way too early to actually tell. There's a really good running bit in this chapter. I think they only really use it twice, but it's really funny. Where Kokone, like her face gets really detailed just for like one panel. They do it twice in this chapter. It's really funny. It looks like a completely different art style. I love it. Then we just get more bits with Tsubasa giving us animal fun facts. And I like how she utilizes like reading his mind to calm her down in this tense situation. It's really funny. And, a lot of people have been talking in the comments last week about this feels like an educational series disguised as a shonen manga. And yes, but I don't know. It's fine. It's not like too distracting. At least I don't think so. But the floating head mystery ends up being the in relation to the concept of like, you know, cat eyes or animal eyes in general kind of like being illuminated in the darkness. So the whole time the person who gave them the job of finding this floating head, who is like a cat boy, was discovered to be the floating head. That's funny. Good bit. It's also just a clever way to utilize real world knowledge and facts into a series about animal hybrids with people. And I expect to see a lot more stuff like that throughout this run. I think this is a really strong idea for a serialized manga. And we also end off with seeing this bunny girl who was on the first color page, the first color spread of last chapter. I assume she'll be an important character and likely very popular. I'm just going to call it now. She's probably going to be a fan favorite. Anyhow, though, really strong chapter, honestly. I had a really good time with this one. Ichi the Witch, chapter 86, Crossing the Line. Awesome chapter. This was really good. This is definitely my favorite so far. It feels like we're really getting into the swing of things. We had no Magic Keepers stuff this week, so that probably also has a lot to do with it. And we get the, we've seen her before, but we get like the proper, real introduction of, let's see if I can say this, Shrikaputo? Don't really know if that's accurate or not, but she's badass. I love seeing like a badass grandma. We see so many badass grandpas in shonen and just in manga in general. It's really cool to see a badass grandma. This is sick as hell. I love her power set and I love seeing her team up with Destroyerz. This panel or page of the two of them just like, you know, aura farming together. That's badass, dude. They look so sick together. And the constant bantering with Fujimine is also really cool on both ends, both with Destroyerz and Trikaputo. That's such a weird name. It's going to be a weird one to get used to. And just the constant facial expressions that Fujimine is making in this chapter are actually horrifying. This one in particular that I'm showing after she asked Ichi about the blood contract. That is horrifying, dude. My God. Very strong antagonist so far. I do really like her. She's very tropey, but in a good way. I think she's playing into the tropes really well. And we got Ichi joining the fray on this fight too, it seems. I like to imagine this is just like his primal instincts kicking in. Like even though he's under this poison, he still knows that like somebody he cares about's life is in danger, or his own even. So his just primal instincts kick in and he fights back. Really cool. We don't actually know if that's what's happening. That's just my guess, but I think it's a pretty safe bet because he has not been healed from the poison yet. So it just got to be some kind of Ichi specific mechanic, and that's the only thing I can come up with. Really strong chapter though. I love this one. This is a great week of jumps so far. I'm enjoying everything.
Get this man a gun.
Sakamoto Days, chapter 263, Awakening. Not a whole lot to note about this chapter, really. It's a pretty low-key one. We're just kind of, you know, it's like the falling action of the Shin stuff and now the rising action of the proper final conflict of the whole series, in fact. The final moments with Shin here, he's not dead, but just I do like this final scene here of him just being like, oh, I'm going to catch up with you, Sakamoto. I'll be there soon. And he just kind of falls flat and passes out. That is a pretty big trope in shonen manga, but I mean, whatever. This series has tropes out the ass. It's not really that surprising to see, and it was done well, I thought. And we get our proper lineup of who's going to be involved. It's looking like Gaku's going to show up there. We got Nagumo coming in. Pretty exciting stuff as we finally end off the clash we've been waiting for. Let's see how it goes. I don't know what to expect from this fight. I feel like it's going to be difficult to make this fight interesting, but hopefully Suzuki can pull it off. I really want to see a banger final fight. We gotta get one. It's seeming like it's going to be a big team fight, so that's exciting, but I'm sure it'll end up being just a one-on-one by the end of it again. Getting into endgame now. Won't be much longer. Just got one fight left. Crazy times. I'm on Hertz, chapter 37, Beat Red. Not a whole lot to say about this one. It's not a bad chapter. It was just kind of fine in my opinion. It's just more like exploring their relationship, kind of adding a new layer to it that is semi-interesting. Again, not a whole lot to note about it in particular. It does make me wonder though, like, it's probably foolish to even say this because romance series love to bait you like this all the time, but I do wonder if we will see them become a couple sooner rather than later. I think this is something I've talked about before with the series, but this is just one of those chapters that kind of gets your mind spinning a little bit, like, I wonder, like, what is the timeline like for their relationship? Obviously they will get together, but is it going to be like an end of series thing? Is it going to be like a halfway point thing, like Blue Box? I don't know, but either way, it's really cute to see them, you know, further fall in love with each other. And even like it's more directly stated now too, which is something we were not getting before. So there is definitely improvements and developments in that field. A good chapter, just again, not super substantial. It's like fake substantial, you know, like this feels like it should be bigger than it is, but it just isn't. I still liked it though. It was fun. Shinobi Undercover Chapter 85, Objection. Pretty good one. The concept of Yorika being involved in like a debate did not disappoint. This was pretty funny, and I love seeing all like the mental gymnastics going on. That's always fun to see with this character. I really enjoy like seeing him so confident, and then like one hole is poked in his argument and he just completely shatters and is done. But then it's cool because, you know, he gets to kind of get back up and rely solely on like his emotions to carry him through the rest of the argument, which is fun in its own way. The end result of this is, you know, not super interesting to me. It feels very Nue, like, oh, you gotta prove that you intend to wed. Whoa. That's very much a Nue thing going on here, but it could end up being fun. It's not gonna be like Nue in that regard, like the execution of this, but I don't know. It could either make for a funny moment or just like a forgettable nothing burger moment. We'll see. Either way though, this debate was a lot of fun, and I'm glad to have like a little change of pace for the series. It's something like a conflict that's not action focused is cool to see. I liked it. On to the Fire, Chapter 9, The Silent Firefly Burns Itself Up. A firefly, guys, like the song I just played. Wow. I'm still finding myself having a difficult time getting properly into this series. It still hasn't sunk its teeth into me or anything, but I am seeing an improvement, you know, like it feels like we are getting some proper, interesting dynamics set up here. It's cool that we have like a kind of rival character happening here. I think that's fun and probably necessary for the series. But I'm just not super invested. I know this is a similar sentiment I have like every week. At the same time, there's also new things I'm finding to appreciate about it every week. So I'm not writing it off by any means. I think slowly but surely, this will continue to unravel itself and peel back layers to the point where I will find it interesting. It's got a long journey to get there, admittedly, but I'm not like, you know, I don't know how to explain this exactly. I guess I'm not like fully tuned out or anything. I'm still trying to like it. This isn't coming out correctly, but whatever. I don't know. It was a fine chapter. I think it's okay. Me and Roboco Chapter 285, The Secret Base and the Trio. Yeah, I don't know. It was a Roboco chapter. The sole gimmick relied on them building like a secret base, which eventually turns into a treehouse, and just trying to one-up each other with additions to it every time. So like Motsuo gets a couch in there somehow, Bondo fills a bunch of shelves with Gorilla adds a hot spring, Motsuo adds a bar. It's fun. I don't know. It's not like the most inventive thing in the world, but I guess it is like entertaining to see their reactions to whatever is added. I don't know. It feels weird to even talk about this chapter in this way, but I don't know. It's just a chapter of Roboco, man. There really isn't much to say about this one. It's all right. Fine enough punchline. Decent idea. Didn't really make me laugh at all, but fine. Class 2B Hero Destroyerz Chapter 8, Dungeon times 365 equals Mogura. Funny chapter. This is getting more back into the swing of the comedic roots of the series. We've done enough exposition. Well, actually, no, we haven't. There's still a lot of exposition here, but it's still very funny at the same time. I like the bits of them having auditions for the team, and it's all people. It's just like junk-ass powers that aren't even really powers. The guy that just has bad breath. That one really got me. Some cock and ball humor, classic, you gotta have it. Yeah, just beyond like the jokes, we're just kind of getting further into the mechanics of this world and understanding what the flow of the series is gonna be like. And it's just kind of sinking in like how fun of an idea this is, of just having a whole high school with all of its students in it be put into this fantasy world and just seeing like how all the different types of people deal with it. It's very funny. I love how people act in this series. I'm sure it's very similar to how people act in Gintama, which is why I need to read that. I'm sure I'll love it. And the art, as evidenced by this awesome ass like dragon thing at the end, is amazing. I'm really enjoying this series still. We had its first TOC placement this week. Pretty middle of the road. It's fine. Didn't break top 10, but I don't think it matters. This literally could have placed at the bottom tier and it still would last longer than any other series. They're going to give this series time to do its thing. It's going to be like Samurai 8 or whatever it was called, the Kishimoto series that didn't make it, but it still lasted far longer than it probably would have otherwise. So this will be a similar situation, I'm sure. Good chapter though. I liked it. Kagurabachi Chapter 124, Powerless. Things are getting pretty interesting. I'm really enjoying where this is going. This flashback has definitely gotten me fully on board. I'm really enjoying the story being told here, even just on like a human level. Lore, again, I've talked about it 1,000 times, but I'm still not really locked in on the lore, but I am still able to connect with the characters and what they're going through. So it's really helping me coast through this. I am enjoying this a lot. The only thing I really want to note is the final page. I just love this so much. Forge was lit with flames. I just love the air of importance that this page is, or the spread is given. It's all black, it's just the fire, and you just know what this is about. It's so cool. I love how they did this and how they were able to make it feel so important, because it is. This is it. This is the basis of everything that's about to happen, and I love that. Very well done. Really cool chapter.
He did the Monster Mash.
Roku's House of Oddities, Chapter 10, What a Doll Girl Wants. This is interesting. It's not humor focused at all, actually. It's entirely like a sweet little character study kind of chapter on Doll Girl. Whatever, what is her name? Ultra. It's a really cute chapter. I'm really enjoying the series, and it's nice to see that it has strengths outside of comedy. And we've seen that before. There's a lot of sweet moments that we've seen already. Pretty much every chapter, all these solo chapters in particular, like these outing chapters with the characters, have had like a sweet moment at the end. But this is just the whole chapter of sweet stuff. It's nice to explore this character who, I mean, to this point, we really knew absolutely nothing about at all. So it's nice to get a whole chapter just exploring her, as we have with all the others. And this is the last one, I believe. So we'll see what the series does from here. We'll probably get some more like ensemble chapters and just general fun stuff. Hopefully no more high school stuff, because that was still the weakest chapter by far. Yeah, more stuff like this, please. This was great. Witch Watch, Chapter 251, Bone Crisis, Part 20. This was sick. Exclusively the Kanchi and Bon moment. I think that is so rad. This double page spread of them pulling up. Awesome stuff. The Miharu segment of it's, by the way, I didn't mention, but I think it's cool how they swapped partners. That's not what I expected to happen from this encounter, but I think that's a really smart idea. This will make for a much better matchup on both battles, whatever this is. Really cool stuff. I'm still not super into the Miharu game, unfortunately. It's like entertaining enough, but honestly, I think it was more entertaining with Bon around. But whatever. We got Bon and Kanchi doing a sky fight. That's sick. I'm excited to see more of that. Blue Box, Chapter 246. The winner is... And another color page with Shinatsu on it. Wow, guys, who would have guessed? I've never seen that before. That's crazy. All right, so a few things to talk about. One, a little disappointed at how this game ended. I know this series has never been one to really focus on the sports aspect of it, but damn, they just flew right by the ending of it. Whatever, it is what it is. I remember thinking last week, like, oh, it's still anybody's game, let's see. And then now we just kind of cut to the ending of the game right here. All right, it didn't feel as impactful as it should have, which is a little bit of a shame. I like his little talk with Yusa at the end, though. It was cool to see, and then everybody congratulating him was nice, but yeah, it just didn't really hit the way I wanted it to. Unfortunate. Oh well, it's fine. It was nice to see Iozaki, who I just remembered that's what his name is, the next door neighbor of Shinatsu, come back and like elaborate on himself and apologize for how he just completely talked down Taiki to her before. That's nice. That takes a big man to apologize like that, so good on him for that. Still don't really care for him at all, but at least he stepped up. And we end on Shinatsu and Taiki meeting on a beach on her birthday. Guys, this is ending very soon. I'm getting strong ending vibes. Like, I feel like we got like a couple weeks left at max, and I am not ready, dude. I don't want to say goodbye. Oh no. Brace for impact, guys, because it's coming. Like, really damn soon. We are about to say goodbye to this series. Oh no. It's gonna hurt so bad. But it's looking like it'll have a nice ending at least. I am a little disappointed by this chapter in particular, I suppose, but I'm sure it'll make up for it in the coming chapters. And again, talked about this so many times, but really the sports aspect has never been the focus. It's always been more of a device to carry on the story and the emotions and give us moments like this. It's never been about like showing play-to-play moments of a game or any of that kind of stuff. It's just about the characters. So I can forgive it in that regard, but I was sort of hoping for a little bit of a mix-up on this last game, but no, we just kind of treated it the same way as every other one. It's okay, but it does bring down this chapter in particular, in my opinion. It was still a fine chapter, but it could have been a hell of a lot better. Ultimate Exorcist Kiyoshi, Chapter 96, Ultimate Test Taker Kiyoshi. I love this chapter. This is what I love about this series. We're able to get a really cool battle shonen, but then also a really nice slice of life in between. And this is just that. We get a really cool chapter of him just kind of preparing for these big tests that he's all scared about, meeting up with a bunch of friends, overcoming like social anxieties to make it happen. And yeah, in the end, he ends up acing all his tests. There's a really nice Sakaki moment along the way here too, and I love having him be like the ribbon on the whole story here, with him telling Kiyoshi after he passed all his exams that he was promoted to Cross Paladin. That's awesome that he had the thought to let that news wait until after the tests. Very father-like. And now they're going to HQ, so that's exciting. Big stuff coming. Really, really good chapter. I just really love where this series is at right now. It's so much fun. Hima-Ten Chapter 94, Honoka and Tenichi. I've given up on trying to predict this series. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm just along for the ride. I'm not going to try to predict anything. But what we have here is actually kind of cute. This is maybe the first Honoka moment I have liked ever. I really like this presentation of this, confession thing, whatever you want to call it. It's a really weird confession in a literal sense. It's also very cute to have it be like an excerpt from her diary from middle school about Iemori and showing just like how long she's had this crush. It's cute. Just having the whole thing read over different scenes of them together throughout their time of knowing each other. It actually worked for me. Again, this is definitely the best moment Honoka has ever had, which isn't saying much because she's been a very nothing character for 90% of this series. But hey, if it works, it works. I liked this. I don't know what the hell this dumbass is going to say in response to it, though. Iemori is in a really weird spot right now. I just don't know where his head's at. His reactions to everything that happens here, he's just like no-selling everything. What is he about to say? Is he about to reject her for like no conceivable reason? Very odd. I don't know. Let's just see what happens.
What are you doing, step bro?
New Age Exorcist, Chapter 149, The Path You Gave Me. Okay, so we just sped right through this whole thing. I can't remember if I said it out loud last week or not, but I definitely had the thought of like, yeah, he will get his powers back like in one chapter. That's the only amount of time this series can allow for something to actually matter. But, the way it happens isn't bad per se. I think having his dad be the one to do it is a little odd. Like, he's not alive. He's just, if I'm understanding it correctly, I guess it's like it's his weapon that manifested itself as him, but he also has existed like since he died. He's just been chilling in this house forever. I don't know, whatever, who cares? But yeah, their interactions are kind of sweet, and it's interesting to learn that this family has always had a tie to Nue. It makes the beginning of the series feel weird in hindsight, but I guess it also still kind of works. It's like a Bleach type of reveal where it makes sense, but it also like recontextualizes the entire series in ways that are a little unnatural feeling. But I can't sit here and tell you it's like bad. It's just fine. What I don't really like is just how fast he gets his weapon and his powers back. It almost feels like, what are we even doing here? I'm sure, again, this is going to be like some trial that Nue is putting him through. There's no real consequences to any of this. So really, what is the point of any of this? Honestly, I don't even really understand. It does feel like we're gearing up for like Endgame, though. Like, I don't see the series lasting much longer. I could be wrong, though. I don't know. It's giving me like, let's wrap this up vibes. Yeah, I don't know. It was an okay chapter. I can't really say it was bad. It was whatever. It's Nue. This is a typical okay chapter of the series.
Doctor, give me the news. I got a bad case of...
Under Doctor, Chapter 20. Doctor, Food, Shelter. Didn't see that one coming, did you? Just like you won't see these takes coming. I didn't like this chapter. Guys, I think I've realized that this series is just not for me across the board on all fronts. I just really am not able to get into this one. There's little moments where its personality shines through that I think are all right. This new character, Kusumi, is not what I want to see. He's adding absolutely nothing to the dynamics of this crew. I don't like him. I don't care. I really still want to like this series in some degree, but it's just really hard, man. The moments of them just kind of hanging out are sweet and everything, but it's about to get into some dumb shit. We got a fake Haiji coming in, setting up the next arc. I don't know. I'm just not into it, guys. This one's really just not for me. I can confidently say it at this point. I just don't like it. I'm sorry. I really wish I could. I will still try my best to find any semblance of a series that I enjoy in here, but I'm just not getting it. I don't know. It's doing really well. I don't know why it's still placed so low on the TOC, because this is definitely a pretty notable hit, I would say, at least for Volume 1 sales. Volume 2 sales will probably be the real test, because that Horikoshi recommendation carried it, I think, in Volume 1. We'll see, man. I don't know. But for me, it just ain't for me. I'm sorry. Kinato's Magic Chapter 19, Amrita. Yeah, more of the same as it's been. It's just kind of action that isn't good. And fan service for some reason. This is the most random fan service I've ever seen in my life. It's just a page turn to this shit. What the hell, bro? Come on. He's getting antsy. He doesn't know what to do with his pen anymore, so he's drawing this shit. Low key, I feel like it's kinda setting up some kind of ending. It's at least giving itself a way out. This is feeling very like climactic to me, but I don't think this will be like literally leading directly into the end. But I think it's setting up a way for them to end it if it gets axed. I don't know, maybe not. This really could just be as cut and dry as it is, and this is just like a quick end to the arc, but I could also see this leading into an ending and setting up an ending for the whole series. I don't know, kind of just rocking based on vibes. It isn't really like feeling exactly like a whole plot ending, but this series hasn't even really been around enough to set up a plot to end, like an ongoing narrative, overarching narrative. So yeah, like usual, not a great chapter. It's just going through the motions at this point. See how much longer it can pull through. Alright, that's going to do it for Weekly Shonen Jump 2026, issue number 29. This was a fantastic issue, I gotta say. Maybe the back half of it wasn't as strong as the front half, but that front half more than makes up for it. Holy cow. Really good chapters this week. I had a great time reading this one. This is the Shonen Jump issues that we dream of. We strive for. And we got one this week. Hell yeah. But as always, one chapter did stand out amongst the rest. And this week, my chapter of the week goes to Hal Formula Chapter 1. Step on it. I'm putting my neck out on the line again. The last time I did this was Alien Headbutt, and I ate shit on that one. But this chapter, truly, I think it's no contest. This was the best chapter this week. There's a lot of fantastic chapters this week, but still, I think this was the best one. I am so hopeful for this series. This is the most confident I have been in a series ever. I really feel this will be a hit. Knowing where this mangaka has come from, seeing his progression, already seeing the potential and vision of Green Green Greens, I know this will be a hit. He's got it in him. He can do this. Please let this be the one. God, please. I need it. It's so good. Perfect emotional character study and giving us really great sports action as well, even though it's racing. It is still a sport. It's just, you know, different kind of sport than we're used to seeing in this magazine. I cannot wait for the future of this series. I'm very excited, if you can't tell. Next week, again, it will be late and also very short. In place of a Jump video next week, by the way, I will also have a video out on Monday at the normal time, which that will actually be the 1-year anniversary of my YouTube channel. So we'll have a nice special video that day. I think you guys will like it. Longtime viewers especially will really enjoy this video. So I hope you're looking forward to that. But I will still be here next Tuesday or Wednesday if you're not a channel member to talk about issue number 30, which will feature the final new series of this wave called Cannon Master. See how it goes. This is the one that I really don't know what to expect on. I think it's a total rookie mangaka. So pretty standard new series. This has been a pretty strong new series wave so far, so I'm hopeful. Let's see what it's got up its sleeve. That's all I got for this week. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to like, subscribe, and comment with your thoughts on this issue. Let me know your chapter of the week, your least favorite chapter of the week, or anything else you'd like to tell me about from this issue. And remember, you can also become a channel member at 3 tiers. You can click the join button to see what tier works best for you. You get things like early access to new videos, exclusive monthly videos, your name in the credits, emotes, and if you join at the highest tier, you'll get your name read out loud right now. So thank you to DJ Tengen, Milu Kitty, Braden Farrell, Halfpipe, Rafker, The Cosmere 64, Cosmic, Key to the Skies, Iliadis, Noobs Rock, Dan, The World's Worst, and Menacing Pigeon. Thank you all so much for your support, and thank you all for watching, and I will see you guys in whatever you decide to watch next. Take it easy, guys.